Defense attorney David Oscar Markus joins us now. Dave, thanks so much for being here. First, I just want to ask you, now that we have this full week behind us, what stood out to you from Cassie Ventura's testimony?
Hey, Jessica, so many fascinating things from week one. I mean, one of the fascinating things is how week one was dominated by women. On the government side, you had two women prosecutors doing most of the speaking, Maureen Comey and Emily Johnson. And for the defense, you had Tenny Garagos and Anna Stevo. If I had told you recently that you would have Garagos versus Comey, Garagos being the well-known criminal defense lawyer and Comey being the former U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, you would think it was Mark Garagos and James Comey, not their daughters. But it's fascinating to see them playing such a lead role. Also, Diddy made the choice to have Anna Stevo, a former public defender, do the cross-examination of Cassie, and that was a wonderful strategic choice by Diddy. Public defenders, of course, have a lot more cross-examination experience than do prosecutors. So I thought that was an interesting choice as well for week one, and a good one.
Yeah. Do you think that with this testimony that prosecutors did enough to at least lay kind of the foundation for these racketeering and sex trafficking charges?
It's interesting, right? Because the defense opened on, listen, you're going to see domestic violence, you're going to see domestic abuse. That's not racketeering. And you would expect after week one, the government, calling it star witness, it's their first week, would be way ahead in the trial. And of course, the video is a devastating video, but it's a lot closer than people thought it was going to be. I think in part because the defense has all those text messages, and text messages right after a video is the next most powerful bit of evidence that the defense could have. And so they've been using it effectively in week one of trial. And remember, it's not about do you believe Cassie or do you not believe Cassie. The prosecution has to prove that Cassie's testimony is believable beyond a reasonable doubt. And so the defense just has to poke holes, show doubt in her testimony, does not have to say, which do you believe more, Cassie or the defense? That's not the question for the jury.
I'm also curious, you're a working criminal defense attorney. When you have a case like this with so much public interest, and it is so much in the media, and the public is listening to this, responding to this, reacting to this, how does that play into any of this? Or if you're those attorneys, are you just tunnel visioned in that courtroom?
Many attorneys will tell you that they're tunnel visioned and don't read the press. They're lying. They all read the press. They all watch TV at night. And it's too bad that the trial's not televised. I mean, if you remember back to some of the biggest trials, OJ, of course, those trials were televised. In federal court, we have to rely on these sketches and people telling us about what happened in court. It's really not fair. We should be able to see what's happening with TV. But I guarantee those lawyers sneak a peek at night at the news coverage and want to hear what folks are saying. They're human just like the rest of us.
Yeah. All right. David Oscar Markus, always good to see you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
You too, Jessica. Thank you. Thank you.